is.
IShowSpeed, the streamer. Love him to death. But he can't touch Kyrie Richardson.
No.
It's a difference.
There is a difference.
But I love that he's really into being fit. He's really into...
Yes, but he has been taking names, though. He has been taking names, a few names.
But he can't...
I'm just saying he has been taking a few names. The younger generation is going after champions. We get mad at that. The fact that he has the social capital, right? He gets to challenge people like that. He gets to cut the line and be like, yo, let me challenge you and see if I'm faster than you. Like when he did that to Cheetah, pulled up on him, I thought that was... Like when he pulled
is Cheetah a real sprinter?
Yeah.
How old is he? Who is Cheetah? I'm sorry, I don't be streaming. I just be...
Tyreek Hill. Cheetah. Cheetah.
I know Tyreek Hill.
I know Tyreek Hill. Yeah, I should have said Tyreek Hill.
I know Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, but he wanted to race Cheetah.
Yeah, but he can't beat him neither. But it's a different type of speed for Tyreek.
Yes.
Tyreek got pads on, and Tyreek's shifty as well as fast. Because it's like, okay, here's a question for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Break this down for me.
Come on.
How do you break down fast versus quick point guards in the league? Because like, what's John Wall?
Yeah.
What's Derrick Rose?
We're in a generation where shifty is now a word. Fast and quick is shifty. When you can work on those gears and go, I'm just as fast, or maybe not as fast, but if I get a full head of steam, I feel like I'm faster than anyone. But if you throw a ball in my hands, I feel like I'm a lot faster than someone that, not saying running without the ball, I'm saying if you put it in comparison with the basketball, I feel like I'm faster than most. But if we just do a dead-on sprint, I probably won't be up there. But if you do quickness, first step, getting around guys, seeing them in transition, and then being able to miss time, and then I somehow beat you to the rim because of my quickness, yes. But now shifty is, how do I go east-west and still keep and maintain the speed? That's what I feel like separates me is I'm able to maintain that 15 miles per hour to 22 miles per hour while the ball is still simultaneously moving. There's a few guys in the league that do that, but there's a very special group that's able to do it efficiently. So that's how I describe like fast, shifty, quick.
But I think there's three different things. Some people have two, some people have one, some people have all three. But like, okay, another question for you.
John Wall is fast.
John Wall was fast.
Derrick Rose was fast, but he was also quick and athletically explosive.
Yeah, he was scary.
So you could even throw explosion in there.
Yeah.
Ja is explosive, but he is wiry.
Man,
he's wiry. He's like in the air, wiry strength. And then you have Trae Young, who is quick, but very shifty.
Yeah.
And then also can take you out all the way to that three-point line. Yeah. And then you have Steph, who may do some Harlem Globetrotter type shit, dribble on the floor. Like our games, in terms of just the reaction, the quick,
you're not
instinctual.
The most explosive, you're not the fastest, you're not the quickest, but y'all the best.
Yes, but we throw a crazy floater up, and it goes crazy. And then you have Dame, who is more brute strength, kind of bully you into 60. You know, so going against these guys are like when I play against them, or I played against them throughout my years, I've learned how to adjust my game to be able to find the weaknesses. They find the weaknesses with me, I find the weaknesses them, and then I kind of shift back and forth between all three of those. If I'm going against Steph, I may have to use my quickness a little bit more, or my shiftiness, or if I'm going against Trae, I might have to use my strength a little bit more, take him down to, the post or kind of come off screens and run him around. And Steph would run me around, right? And just, we play these mental games. And now you throw Anthony Edwards in there, who's doubling as a point guard shooting guard. And now you have Shea, who's a point guard shooting guard. I went on a stream the other day, 3 weeks ago, and I said, Shea is going to be the prototypical guard now, where 6'6" is like, that's the NBA point guard right there. So I'm adjusting to it where it's like, as a 6'2", 6'3" guard, I'm like, okay, this is going to be the prototype that we're going against as point guards. And that, I think that's what led to the conversation that Steve Nash, KD, and Bron were having when they were like, hey, the 6'2" guard, if you're not a dog like Davion Mitchell, if you're not a savant offensively like Kyrie, it's hard in the league now. And I'm like, the point guard position is getting taller. The league is getting taller. I don't mind it because I enjoy going in there with the Giants. That. It's a cooler experience once you dominate that. But to close out this, it would just be looking at how I describe positionless basketball now that you just have to be skilled and talented in the NBA.
Correct.
Right? Especially in the finals, I think we saw that 5 guys all under 6'7" or 6'8" by the OKC Thunder, and they're all but they have Chet in Hartenstein coming off the like
Right.
throw them in.
Yeah.
And Indiana, unfortunately, with Holly, shout out to Holly, praying that you get in recovery. All the guys that got injured. Yeah, all the guys that got injured this year, including myself, man. Prayers up to you guys and praying that your recovery is going well, man. Shout out to y'all.
For sure.
But yeah, Holly's 6'6", 6'7".
Holly's tall.
That's what I'm saying. That's becoming the.
What is Holly? Is he fast?
Yeah, I would say Holly is. He is what a lefty would be to a righty, meaning he does everything that seems awkward, but he gets away with it because you know, but he's strong right, but at the same time he has different tricks to his bag where he'll go right and then just step back and it's like, why did he step back right left instead of left right?
Correct.
And his shot pocket, he's able to shoot in different angles, so it's an appreciation. You know, it's an appreciation.
And I ran into the guy yesterday, and I'm gonna be on him. on him. He might be one of the most talented ones in the league. He's proven it. But I feel like he has another level to go to.
Who?
LaMelo is crazy.
That's 6'6".
LaMelo is
6'7".
crazy.
He probably 6'7".
He's tall.
Yes. These are the guys.
He's tall.
These are the guys.
Yeah.
Every team now has one of those guys where you're gonna have to be a PG shooting guard. And I'm like, okay, this era. Now that I was gonna say something on Twitter like,
no, we got another point guard coming in. I like him a lot.
Ooh,
I like him a lot. Dylan Harper.
That's what I'm saying. So
I like him a lot.
The guard play at this point for the next few years is about to be top notch.
Yeah.
Like you're going into a situation where now we also bring in VJ Edgecombe.
Yes, and he guarding.
That's what I'm saying. I played him in high school and I was like, okay, this young dude is a pro. He's a pro.
He guarding.
Yeah.
And he like guarding.
Yes. Loves it.
He loves it. He loves it.
This is the other guys. I'm grateful because our league is not only getting better, but the guys are so much more impressionable. I feel like in today's world because they want to absorb the information and they also want to ask us what is the most play.
Oh, Fears.
Yeah, no, that's one of my.
He's only 18 years old.
One of my favorite young players. Shout out to Fears.
He's only 18.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh my goodness. I need some kicks. I need some shoes.
We may have your size.
No, now I do.
Okay, that's
I already talked to people.
Talk to my people.
Yeah.
And people good with it.
What you mean?
Oh, you know, in our industry, sometimes it's like
I don't have
talk to your people. You talk to my people.
No, I go direct.
Oh, so retired players they don't get deals.
Yeah, we don't have deals. Only y'all got deals when y'all done playing.
Is that your way of segue into you want a deal? Because I feel like you got your number retired. There's no special colorway out. I feel like there's a lot of ample opportunity for us to show love to that celebratory moment. Because I came out after we got our ass bust by the Warriors that day. I came out still show love.
Oh yeah.
I still came. I took the picture.
Yeah. That was
technically they're not my ops, but in the competitive world,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man.
No,
Congratulations,
I have my two favorite players by my side. Like, no, I think you know, but like, Twitter knows. They be talking crazy on Twitter because they be saying I show Kyrie too much love. I've heard that a lot, but I don't care.
Okay. Is there a such thing as too much love? You think?
No.
Okay.
Not to us.
That. Yeah, that's
not at our level.
Yeah,
not at our level.
But I'll break down that. Break that down a little bit. What do you mean at our level? Like when we get to the threshold of mastery, when you become a master of the craft and you're at the NBA level, what do you mean we break that down a little bit so the viewers at home can understand what that's like?
So I had a conversation with a guy and I was explaining like you guys have no idea how good Kyrie Irving is. Like you can't even fathom. Like y'all know how good he is, but y'all don't y'all don't know. No. And he said something to me I never thought of. He said, that's a good point because for some reason, all you NBA players think that he's like one of the greatest of all time.
I appreciate it.
Voila. Like that's what that really means, And when you talk about, like when guys talk about how hard it is to guard Steph, like people can't fathom how hard it is. And I just saw, what's my guy? I'm drawing a blank on his name. I hate forgetting guys' names. I got to remember everybody's name now. AC from Oklahoma City. Caruso.
Yes.
So Caruso was playing pickup, and it didn't even look fair. And somebody
I know the clip you're talking about.
Yeah, somebody was like, man, this is just like, people don't realize how good NBA players are until they see them. And Caruso and I are like on the same level. Like, we not even on y'all level. But it's like, imagine how good they are.
Stop. See, this is what I don't like you doing this.
I was good at defense.
I don't like you doing this.
No, but
the highlights that I studied growing up.
There's a difference, though.
Yes, there's a difference. But I'm saying in terms of the greatness or how I look at the greatness is you guys are able to be Swiss Army knives. You're able to take your skill set, work on a certain skill set, and then become a master at that. That works well for the team. You know, there aren't too many of those out there where you do it on both ends of the floor, and then they also offer something to the offensive end that's special. It's a skill set that allows the team to function at a high level. You know what I mean? I break it down in those nerd terms, but
like Sean Livingston and I grew up together.
Yes,
he's like
that was crazy that you guys were all on the team though.
He's 45 minutes from me, where I'm from. So when I was like 12,
that's crazy, bro.
I was 11, 12. And we were playing against this Peoria team, and this point guard was Cole, and he was probably the best player at the tournament.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yo, he 2 years younger than y'all." We were like, "Yo."
Oh man.
Yeah, he shook us a little bit.
Imagine.
So now we had we saw him in like every 2-3 weeks we would see him in tournaments, and it was like now we following each other, and then they were like a big brother to us. They used to beat up on us a lot historically through the decades of just hoops.
Okay.
And so by the time I got to my senior year, we got our payback, and then then he was Magic Johnson. You know, I had 2 years on him, and then he started. They won 2 state championships 2 years in a row. But we were both point guards.
Yeah.
And so you
started off your career as a point guard.
Yeah, I was a point guard.
Okay.
I grew 6 inches after my freshman year of high school.
How did that feel? How was that growth spurt in that summer? Did like when you were dressing in a certain size, like and then all of a sudden
it happened when like 1 month.
Sprouted up 6 months. Wait, 6 inches. In 1 month.
I don't know if it was a month. I just know, like, I was hooping. I didn't play varsity until my junior year of high school.
So like, you think that's like alien-like? That growth spurt that certain pros have at like a certain stage? Because I didn't obviously have a 6-inch growth spurt, but I was 5'2" at one point. Then I go to 5'6". Yeah.
Well, I mean,
5'7". Then
it happened in the summer though. So you playing in shorts?
Were you eating something different?
You playing in shorts every day.
We need to know your secrets, Andre. Like, how did you grow to become 6'9"?
Well, my son just did the same thing.
What are you feeding him? We need to know we need to know what what were you eating?
Genetics. He's 6'8".
Oh, okay, genetics. We're gonna go.
He's 175. He's 6'8".
Shout out to little brother. Shout out to little brother.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he got to gain 40 pounds.
That's right.
But you don't know until you go school shopping, and it's like, oh, I need to buy some new clothes. You're going to buy new clothes for every school year, and it's like, oh, I need some new pants, and then you just try on some pants like, oh, these fit, these don't fit.
So, but was that transition for you? Was it like your voice getting deeper as well? Your hands start getting a little bigger. Like, because I want the viewers to know, like, when you go through this metamorphosis, like this osmosis where you're playing sports,
man,
then you just start. Your competition is here, and then you get a little taller. Your stride and your sprints get a little longer. They get a little more elongated. You start doing little drills that no one else is doing. Now you start waking up a little earlier. It's so like the talent in the DNA, once it mixes, that's what I would like to discuss. Because when we're pros, when we become pros, I felt like I was a pro at 16.
No, you were a pro before. Well, how old were you when I first saw you? I saw you when you were 16, 17.
17.
Yeah, you were a pro.
Yeah, I felt that's when I felt like I was a pro.
You were a pro. It took me a little longer to understand. So that's a good question, actually. I didn't know I grew that tall until I got to school
with everyone else,
and everybody started looking at me. Like, I had teachers like, Andre, I'm like, what? Everybody looking at me. I'm like, why y'all looking at me? And then this varsity basketball coach, he didn't really speak too many words to me. I mean, he knew I could play, but I wasn't a varsity player yet. I just dressed. And then he was like, hey, Andre, come here. He grabbed me. He was like, come here in my office. I'm like, why everybody looking at me? And then he put me against the wall. He's like, you're 6'4". Yeah. And then I was just 5'10" when we left school the last year.
So how is that perspective change when you start getting taller than other humans? Like, if you don't mind me asking, like, how was that when you start seeing people eye to eye, and then now they're looking up in a certain capacity, and now does that change the perspective on how people see you? Now does it automatically go, well, Andre should play sports, or Andre should play basketball? Or how does the stereotypes exist as well in that space for us when you do become a tall player? Like, your percentages of chances of making it go up significantly.
But I was, in my town, I was probably the best basketball player in my grade.
On your grade.
So, and that was like, since I was...
You said move it?
I got
it. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Oh, Instagram? Okay, if you guys want to set up the angle on Instagram, you can. It's on if you want to set it up and just show the whole thing. That's fine. Here you go. Yeah, go ahead, Dre.
So, I was nice like 3rd, 4th grade. I always played up. So I was nice for my age. Where I'm
How many age groups were you playing up?
I played 1 or 2 years up.
Okay.
So I would play against my brother who was 2 years older than me. So they would let me run with them. Right. So I was known where I come from, but where I come from, nobody made it to the league. So you don't really know how good you are. You just know you good for where you at.
Yeah.
Like, you had Ross Strickland. Your pops was nice. We knew guys were nice, but nobody got outside of like freshman year of college. They all ended up stuck back home. They couldn't cut it academically.
Okay.
So there was a mental stunt, like a growth stunt mentally for our athletes. And so as I got older, that was the one thing I was like, yo, I'm going to beat the odds for the athletes that come from where I come from. Like, that's all I cared about. Like, I went to Arizona because I said, I'm going to go as far away as I can from home so I can't come back home. Like, that was the whole vision there. And so
was that a big decision for you to leave home?
No, I was excited to leave because I was like, listen, I'm gonna be the athlete that don't get stuck back at home. Like, that was the whole thing. Like, I had teachers tell me like, oh, you're a good basketball player. From here, you're gonna be a loser.
Was that
like
just
school
normal?
teachers.
That was normal. That was normal every day for young Andre Iguodala.
That happened like once or twice.
Okay, but it was still the air was still there.
That's like to have an adult say that to you at 12, 13 is kind of crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? And I even wrote in my book, I was academically further along than being an actual athlete. Like, I was only black male in my classes from middle school all the way through. So like teachers would be like, wait, you sure you're in the right class on the first day? I'm like,
was that hard putting that in your book? Like being that vulnerable or what did you feel like it was exposing more of a?
That was the motivation.
Okay.
So that ended up being my motivation, where it was always somebody from a different race telling me I can only go so far. And so each step of the way, I'm like, I can't, like even to this day, I'm like, yeah. Like, I wake up every morning with a purpose.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? And everything's rooted in our traumas. I mean, you talk about that a lot. Like, people don't understand like what athletes go through. They always say, how does this happen? You're a professional athlete. How does that happen? You're a professional athlete. I would do this. I would do that. No, you wouldn't, because you wouldn't do what it takes to be a professional athlete. Yeah. So we're just in two different worlds, and people don't get the proper perspective. And I'm reading a really good book right now. I've been wanting to mention this. I just started it, Psychology of Money. Okay. It's really, really good, and it's a really quick read. But it's basically telling you, like, you can't judge someone else's decision making because you don't know what they've gone through. Environment that put them where they're at to even make that decision. Sure. And that put a lot of things in perspective, even for me, because I can't expect every athlete to think like me. I can only try to help them, get to a place mentally, emotionally, physically, that's like a really safe space for them. Yeah.
Do you feel like now that you're in the leadership position that you are, by the way, can you just tell the tribe or the chat just what you do over that NBPA and your journey over there and how, just a brief, if you want.
Yeah. So we sat on the executive committee together as players. I sat on the executive committee for the NBPA for 10 years. And so I served as vice president for Chris Paul for 6 of those years, something like that. And so really a lot of behind the scenes, people really don't have a good grasp of how things work, and a lot of noise is thrown around, especially the CBA and the work that goes into it. And you don't get paid for it. It's a thankless thing, but you really build a community.
Thankless thing.
Yeah, because
that's
it's like you only get blamed for something that someone doesn't like. Yeah. But you never get credit for, we have the highest minimum wage in the world. Right? Yeah. We have the highest middle class in the world. Like, what's our middle class now? Like the average salary is like 14 million. That's the middle class. Our low is what, 900,000? I mean, you make $1 million as minimum wage in the league, and then on the high end, they just signed for 70 and then a year. Book just signed,
breaking records.
And so when you those type of things. And we're not looking credit for it. We're just trying to make sure it's like, okay, first of all, how do we help grow the business? So they don't understand, like, there's certain sacrifices being made all the way around. Yeah. Like, Bron, Steph, those guys, like you guys, like you actually, I don't know if I can say this as a quote unquote union guy, because I'm the executive director of the NBPA. But I read a lot of different articles, and there was one article that could argue you got 8 guys that push the needle for all NBA fans to follow and watch all their own individual teams,
It's
other
a crazy
players.
stat.
It's crazy.
It's a crazy stat.
One could argue, I'm not arguing this, but
Okay.
one could argue
Let me
that,
argue with him.
LeBron or Steph is worth $350 million a year.
Yes.
I'm not arguing that.
No. That's why I said let me argue it. You're not saying it, but I am, because based off of there isn't a quantifiable number for cultural impact.
Correct.
And
It's in the B's.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. If we're talking value there, that's what we're driving as an engine, right? And sometimes as a passenger, we play our role very well as NBA players to participate in what's asked of us, but also the piqued interest from the room shakers that are around our business is pretty interesting, because you realize that not only are a lot of people fans of us as players, but they want to get to know us as people. They want to know what's going on in those thoughts of you. What makes you great on the court, and how does your brain process decision making? That is a translatable skill set, is the ability to make decisions. So when you talk about Bron and Steph, you could throw KD in there. You could throw James. You can throw even some of the younger generation that we love to mention, right? And we respect them. We've earned their respect because they've watched. I like to call our years classic albums. You've had how many classic album years where you could look at that year and be like, yo, I could pretty much argue I was a top 15, top 20 player in the league.
Sure.
If you have a certain amount of those and you've pushed the needle for the business to grow, your jersey sales are up there. You're not necessarily getting followers on social media, but your engagement with your community is people are showing up to games to specifically see you.
Yep.
There is no, I'm trying to cheer for you on the team, or so there's a balance of what is individual raise of that impact score, and then what is the team raise, franchise raise, which also includes that player and other executive leadership, which helps local community outreach, international, global community outreach, where it is a broader scale, and there are leaders within that room where they are responsible for pushing that needle too. The franchise hires great people, financial, institutional guys, and girls, and then us on the pro side of the players, we're now gearing up for a new generation where their business interests are also tied into their talent. They want to be rewarded for the value.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. So I'll argue it where we say those things because we would like to be rewarded for our value, but there isn't a real quantifiable number for cultural impact. When I leave the house, I was born in Australia. My family comes from the Bronx. My family comes from North Dakota, South Dakota. I have family in Seattle, Washington. I have family in Florida. I represent this broader community that watches the NBA.
Yep.
So we can't see it all the time, but I know we feel it, and you're behind the scenes doing your thing, and I've seen it as well. But let's talk about, if you don't mind, like we spend the next 5-10 minutes talking about your childhood. What was your upbringing like, if you don't mind me going into it, or how would you encapsulate it?
I was very curious. I was goofy. I had a lot of crazy energy. I played every sport, and I think that
every sport meaning
I was shortstop.
You swam,
baseball.
Like, you got to start talking about.
I was a shortstop in baseball.
Shortstop.
I mean, we know our childhood. Like, I was the only one hitting home runs. Like, I would actually hit home runs, and I'm skinny, right? Like inside the parks, over the fence, like I'm hitting home runs. I actually thought I was going to college for track and field. So I was like number 3 in the country in high jump as a junior.
So that's
the one leg jump.
Okay.
That's why I jump off my one leg.
Yes.
That's where that comes from.
This makes sense now.
Yes.
Okay.
So I originally signed with Arkansas. Letter of intent, Nolan Richardson. I was thinking about doing.
Shout out to Nolan Richardson.
I was thinking about doing 2 sports at Arkansas.
They were gonna let you do that.
We were thinking about it. It probably was gonna go more basketball. Kind of took off because I didn't do track my senior year. Basketball kind of took off. But my first scholarship was for track, and then I was a quarterback all the way up until 8th grade.
Did you enjoy being hit?
That's why I stopped playing.
Oh, so 100% you just.
I was too small. My frame was too small. I couldn't take no hits. Like like once I saw somebody coming at me, I'm running out the pocket. Like this ain't for me. But I was pretty good at being a quarterback, and that kind of plays a role into leadership, being a point guard.
Were you golfing then?
No, I didn't start golfing until I golfed twice, 2 or 3 times as a kid. But we can't afford clubs. I have access to the courses. it was a dead dream. But I was a huge Tiger Woods fan, and Andre Agassi was my favorite athlete.
Yeah.
That's a tennis guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had my daughter on the tennis course this morning, 7 a.m. Was out there, you know, with her. And my dad's favorite NASCAR driver was Jeff Gordon. So like SportsCenter was rolling 4 times a day. Like I'm watching all 4 reruns of SportsCenter. So, but my mother was 6 foot tall. She is 6 foot tall.
Okay.
I'm afraid of her. Right.
She looks like a giant.
And she had hands.
Yeah.
Right. So like I didn't get in trouble. I knew to stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
Then I was super competitive in everything, including school.
Was that brother to brother or family environment?
And my mom made us read, so like we read the newspaper every day. And so it was like my dream was to be on the sports section front page in high school, right? Yeah. So like that was a dream. Like,
by the way, that's probably gonna age us in the chat. They
They
don't know at home in terms of when you used to play well and then wait for the newspaper to come out the next day, and then your family used to cut out the news clippings and be able to put in a nice laminated book for you at the end of the year.
We're aging ourselves.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, I feel like I'm.
Yeah, that's crazy that they don't have that.
The news clippings, like you really getting your name in the newspaper. Iguodala seals the win, delivers in the crunch time. Like that was cool. And then the pen and paper with the recorder after games.
Yeah.
Hey, so how do you think you did today?
They scribbling,
Writing down everything, scribbling, little nerves going on, anxiety through.
Tape recorders.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So the news would come on.
Yes.
I would rush home after the game, pop the
Just to catch
tape in, and then press record in the sports section.
That sounds crazy right now.
Now you just screen grab it. Or you can just save the video.
Or have a multi view of every video.
Right.
If you had any advice to give to your 11-year-old self, what would you tell your 11-year-old self?
Figure out a way to get to the golf course or the golf range. Figure that out. Because
This sounds like the itch that everybody talks about.
I don't know if I would want to go pro, because you got to be different. Like you got to have money. You got to have a lot of money to be pro in golf, right? Yeah. But I would love to have my swing built in at a young age, and it helps you in basketball. It helps you forget. Like you'll have a Clay brain. Clay brain is like Clay don't know he 0 for 11. He just know the next 11 shots going in.
That's how you guys describe Clay being.
That's Clay. Like we say, never change Clay.
Never change.
Like Clay's best games, he missed or was late to practice the day before. He talks about.
I've heard stories about that.
He be like, my best games, I was late. I didn't come to practice. Like, so I shouldn't have to come to practice. Yeah. Like, that's my brother.
Gosh. Did you ever have superstitions at a young age? Were you ever very superstitious where you had to wear the same socks, or you wore the same like shorts, or?
Yeah, we had. Obviously Michael Jordan wore his North Carolina shorts under his shorts, so we had our own version of whatever that was, right? Some raggedy shorts. But we used to wear like 3 pairs of socks, different colors, like the white with the whatever symbol it was you wore, and then you had a black, then you had a white. And so we were big into that. Or Kerry Kittles. Yeah, 1 high sock, 1 low sock. Now we getting each on our age.
But I love Kerry Kittles. I grew up watching Kerry Kittles.
Kerry Kittles was cold. Yes. I ran into Deadlift Shrimp last night.
Oh, around the
at the hotel, and I was like, Deadlift, people have no idea. Like back in the day, and this is no knock.
Yeah, no,
this is no knock on our game. But back in the day, you could not have a weakness. Every part of your game had to be perfection. Like now, you can have a hole in your game.
It's specialist driven,
but you can still get on the court.
For sure.
It's like, all right, we know how to hide you. We switch everything. We know how to load up. Yeah. We can play zone.
Yeah.
Back in the day,
but that's an interesting perspective. I haven't heard it like that, Bo. Like that in terms of you felt like back a few years prior that the generation you were part of that was involved in the league and in the 2000s or even the 1990s, was it really built on skill first in all categories? Like obviously toughness played a role, conditioning played a role, but skill first in a lot of different categories. How was that? That's what I'm saying. I feel like that's how I'm interpreting it. Is you're saying that today's world very specialist driven. You could pretty much hide.
If you shoot 40% from 3,
oh yeah, you're
gonna play.
Yeah, facts.
Back, I felt like Steve Kerr, like I will always say Steve Kerr. I found an exception to this statement, but Steve Kerr did not miss an open shot. Like back then when you were like your job, like you perfected your job, like Dale Davis, Antonio Davis, like they would make 10-footers all day long.
Facts.
Like, or they would make their hook shots, or they were boxing out. They getting every rebound. I was like, guards, don't come down here. It's my job.
That's
like,
true.
and then there was no there was no room for growth. It was like you gonna grow and mature in your game through practice.
Yeah.
Like we not experimenting, you getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was no tanking.
Oh, are you talking about in terms of
like if you lost, it's because you just got your ass whooped every single night. But it wasn't like, all right, we're gonna try to lose tonight so we can get a good pick. It was like, no, it was the players. It's different now because the players aren't pushing this agenda. It's more so from the front office.
how much of it was built on fear?
I think it was
Like team pride and
player pride.
player pride.
Like, nah, man. Like if we lose, that means I'm gonna be out of a job. If we lose, I ain't gonna have a job. They'll have somebody replace me because they don't want to lose. Now it's like, all right, let's trust the process. We got 10 years to get better.
Okay.
And this isn't a players thing because you'll see players like, yo, I want to play tonight. It's like, nah. Or I noticed there was one team this year. It was like they could have made the playoffs or they had a chance.
They made a push.
And some guys' minutes didn't look like they were supposed to look. And those guys were actually upset, like, yo, man, what are we doing?
Oof.
And so I feel like that's the difference. And so a lot of
So that gets talked about.
players get knocked for that, but it's not. The players aren't the ones making the decision. It was also because players are taking a lot of bumps and bruises with however people interpret the system. Second apron, fine, right? There's some really good. There's some things that unintended consequences.
For sure.
Shout out to Joe Dumars, term they created last year. Beautiful term, but.
Yo, clip that up. Yeah. Unintended
consequences.
Unintended consequences. I'm sorry for the stream, y'all. We're gonna have some unintended consequences going on. That is a perfect phrase to describe.
And so a lot of players take a lot of heat for certain things that they don't have control over. Like this is what I want to talk about.
Okay.
Load management.
Yeah.
And
Wait, hold on. Give me a sec. Oh, are we live on X? We're live on X. Twitch. Okay, where's my Twitter? So I could just go live for my. Oh, go ahead. Listen.
So load management, and it's always like narratives. So a narrative can get wrapped up, and the blame can get placed in certain areas. And I'm like, whoa, you got to think about where this came from. Load management came from the Spurs.
I remember that
because they kept going to the finals every year, and so before you know it, you go to the conference finals 4 years in a row. You added an extra season. On those 4, you played 5 seasons in 4 years.
Yeah.
So load management makes sense because you're going to making these deep runs every year, and your core players are getting older, and they're taking more of a trauma and more load on their bodies. Mm-hmm. Load management makes sense.
So we weren't doing that as much research back then on.
But like no one knew what load management was because Spurs were really the only ones doing it.
Okay.
Because they had Tim Duncan, they had Ginobili, and they had Tony Parker.
Yeah.
Right. So and then. Duncan's, year 13, 14, 15, 16 is like, yo, his body can't take the same beating as it did when he was younger. So load management makes sense. And so now we come into the fold. We go to the finals 5 years in a row, 6 years in a row. And we're on the NBA road show where
you guys are the
Heatles did it. They were the road show. Like we're the road show. So our schedule is actually not normal.
Later games.
When I played in Philly, I knew before the year started like what our season was going to look like. All right, we're going west right after Christmas. Then we go west after All-Star break, like in early March. Mm-hmm. Like your schedule. But when you're the show, like you'll do like a 4-game East Coast. Like you do 3 East Coast trips as opposed to 2 East Coast trips. Mm-hmm. And then you'll go come back home and play 1 game. Then you'll fly all the way to Minnesota for 1 game.
Yeah,
it's just like. And now you're starting like, okay, I'm learning how the business works.
Yeah.
And we're playing 6, 7 seasons in 5 years. Load management makes sense. Now, the problem what happened was all these other teams are looking at analytics and like, all right, our guys need to rest. This is like, I never made the playoffs.
Yeah.
You get bounced in the first round. You don't need load management. And so the term just got thrown around. And then now you have the narrative that players don't want to play. And then now you're building in rules in the CBA like, all right, 65 game minimum. I'm a purist of basketball, so I'm not saying the league is wrong about 65 games because where I grew up, Michael Jordan went to the finals every year.
And he played 82
games.
Quite a few times.
Just me as a purist, I'm like, yo, 82 games is what separates us from the 24-hour fitness gurus.
True.
Because all of them think they can play in the league. It's like, nah, you don't. Like, this is a different world.
Hey, by the way, Dre had to just get that off his chest. Shout out to all y'all that's at like fitness trying to get better.
But that's with growing the game. Growing the game is getting more people to play.
Yes,
so I love the 24-hour fitness guys. But there is a difference.
Yes, there is.
We got mad love. I'm loving y'all comments, man. Y'all acting like y'all got some sense. That's all you. Thank you. Because these kids are crazy.
We have a few different age groups in here. That's why we have people that have been rocking with me for the last 15 years, and we got people that are just coming on. So I like the balance, and we got a lot of older individuals too watching at home, moms, dads, grandmas that just really love us and want to see and tune in. My last question is, if you had to have the perfect next 5 years, and not just in the role that you're playing now, but in the perfect next 5 years in terms of our culture, what would that look like?
Dang. I know
you're gonna go deep into innovation and futurism.
No, because I got the answer, but I don't know if I can say it. I'm
okay,
afraid.
so you don't have to say it. Okay, maybe just give us like a viewpoint or what's upcoming that the fans can look out for, because this is Las Vegas weekend. This is like the Super Bowl media event. It should be more media.
Harrison, I'm with one of your favorite guys. We on live stream, by the way. I'm with Kai.
Oh my God.
Are you sitting right next to him?
Yeah.
Hello, Harrison.
We're on live.
Hello, Harrison.
I'm one more question. I'm leaving in 5 minutes. Yes, sir. We got an important meeting.
Okay, no, go do your thing.
HB's a money guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But okay, you spoke about it.
That's my phone. Okay, go ahead. Yep.
You spoke about the influence we have culturally.
Just declining.
And it's never been captured for a reason. Because it can't be captured. I think we saw some people move the market cap needle for some of the largest athletic apparel companies in the world. I'm not going to say his name.
Yeah.
He's a genius in his own right, but as we know, all of our geniuses, trying to do a lot of different things, love him to death, pray for him all the time. But like, he moved, when you talk about market cap, go look at market capitalizations for companies, for firms. NVIDIA just first one at $4 trillion.
Wish I would have gotten NVIDIA 4 years ago.
No, I know.
Good God.
No. Even 2 years ago. I got a good friend that works at NVIDIA. Shout out to Mustafa and Jocelyn Shakur. But we move market caps, and we should be compensated appropriately for the market caps that we move. Like, we don't just move, like, you talk about moving the needle.
Yeah.
Like, we are the needle
itself.
Right.
Okay.
And so we can do it, but we got to do it together. And so I'm trying to put us in a position for where we do more together, and we can capture more of the value that we actually bring. And I think we're in a good place, though. I got to give love to Adam. It's been a really good working relationship. And I don't mind saying that, because people always say, like, you shouldn't say that about the opposition. But I do feel like during CBA, during negotiations, there's time, to negotiate and play hardball, and we may not like each other, but in those years between, it's a real partnership. And I feel like they would like for it to be the same way. And they want us to be held accountable for, showing up to games every night, and we want to hold them accountable for, how they perceive us in the game of basketball, how we're, how we're really collaborating, how it's real partnership. And that's my next 5 years. Like, we're going to quantify our cultural influence.
Well, we actually have Adam Silver here.
I'm about to say, I'm like, damn, he pulled up on you. He would, though.
That's what I'm saying. We actually have Adam pulling up right now. He's coming.
He was just on 512, 520. He just did.
Oh, for real?
He just did.
Oh, Adam, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Hey,
podcast. Shout out to 520. Love Jeff and them. And they buttoned up.
For sure.
Jeff and his guys buttoned up.
Are they out here activated?
No, this was
more recent.
This was at Michael Rubenstein Fanatics Fest. This was at Fanatics Fest.
Okay, cool.
And he pulled up. That was funny. That was funny. Them boys buttoned up. Them boys was buttoned up. Mr. Commissioner, how'd you get? It was funny. It was dope though.
I gotta watch.
They did a good job.
So you telling me that they buttoned up? So that's They weren't talking.
No, it wasn't too many.
Okay, shout out to 520. Changing up as soon as Adam Silver comes in there. Yeah. Okay.
It was dope though.
Okay,
it was dope. It was dope.
No, but I appreciate the time, man. Thank you, Spook Signal Tribe. Welcome. I say welcome, Andre Iguodala, but please give.
Thank y'all.
Man, thank you
IShowSpeed for Andre. Appreciate it for the invaluable information and knowledge. Man, knowledge is power. We appreciate you. Man. We love you. We want to give you your flowers while you're walking our earth. Thank you for pushing the needle for us players and stepping up to the plate and making sure that we're protected. We have a great, daily routine to look forward to as pros. Sometimes it can get a little monotonous. It can get a little boring. It can get overwhelming. Being protected by guys like you, others around it goes a long way for me. As a brother for life. Thank you, man.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
The store is coming to Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills. Appreciate the shout out.
Yeah.
Beverly Hills store, yo. Anta.
Yeah.
Going live, man. We skipped Compton, we skipped Crenshaw, and then we went straight. No, I'm joking. No, we're gonna make sure we go right to the demographics that we're selling to and connected to. Andre, get out of here.
Thank you for dropping off the kicks at our top 100 camp for all the kids.
Of course.
What's Nasir's last name? Nasir's the number one 16-year-old in the country. He sent me a personal message to thank you for the kicks you sent him. He was the MVP of the USA under 16. Cole, lefty from Atlanta. Oh, he got it.
We gotta watch some highlights of all these guys, man. Shout out to it, man. Appreciate you.
Is it Nasir Anderson? That's his last name? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nasir
I was about to say Nasir Jones. I'm going to see Nas tonight. I can't wait. Tomorrow night.
Okay, yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got it on there. My brother.
I'll catch you later on, okay?
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.